Every indigenous culture throughout history has had their own special style of music, song, and dance. Most cultures use music as a way to pass on their history and traditions from generation to generation. As long as music has been around, artists have earned their living by performing. Fast forward a few thousand years, someone figured out that we could put this music onto a little piece of plastic and people would pay money for it. A lot of money, in fact. Much more than what the actual piece of plastic cost in the first place. Fast forward a few more years, and a bunch of college kids who were sick and tired of paying $18 for a CD figured out that they could turn their CDs into small little digital files that could be traded over the internet. Well, this really pissed off the record labels because they needed people to buy CDs to pay for their expense accounts. Pretty soon, along came the knight in shining armor who said, "Don't worry, we can get people to pay 99 cents for those digital files." Well, this worked great for a few years, until the record labels started to realize that people weren't buying as many CDs as they used to. Remember, the record labels still make the majority of their income from CDs, not digital downloads. Well, it wasn't too long after that the artists and songwriters figured out that even though 844 million songs were downloaded last year, most of that income only went to the record labels. And when the artists and songwriters did finally ask for their fair share of that 99 cents, even Apple, currently the largest seller of music in the US, threatened to shut down the iTunes Music Store if they were forced to change their business model. Here's the thing. Lots of companies have been in the music space for a long time, and many of them have been fairly successful. The problem is, a lot of artists can't afford the upfront setup fees, especially if they're still checking email once a week at the local internet cafe. And even if they could, they're still buried amongst the other 4 million artists on the site. So this begs the question, have you ever thought about where your 99 cents goes? You see, even in 2008, half the people on this planet still live on less than $1 a day. Yet most of us living in the developed world don't think twice about spending 99 cents just to download the latest Britney Spears song. So what if we could build a system that helped artists earn a living from their music whether they lived in Nashville, Nambia, or Nepal? What if every time you bought a song, you knew without a doubt that your money was actually going directly to the artist? For most artists, talent is not the barrier to entry. These artists have been performing their music for thousands of years, but most of us never even get a chance to hear their music, much less buy it. Donors Choose, Kiva, and even Barack Obama's presidential campaign have proven that individual people really can make a difference, even if they can only donate $5 or $10 at a time. And honestly, the majority of people, when asked, really do want to help. The problem is, all of the current systems still depend entirely on people making a conscious decision to donate. We need to build systems that allow people to fund their favorite nonprofit organization every time they make a purchase, even if that purchase is only 2 or 3 songs at 99 cents a piece. Remember, half the world lives on less than $1 a day. 99 cents doesn't seem like much to us, but most of us make more in a week than many people do in an entire year. The whole point is, there are a lot of really big problems in the world right now that desperately need to get solved. And I truly believe that we can solve them all if we're willing to put the time, effort, and money into finding solutions. So let me leave you with this closing thought. If we were to put $6 million in revenue into the music industry today, the artists might see 3.4 million of that come back to them as income. With our business model, we're looking at almost $100 million in income going directly to the artists and our nonprofit partners over 5 years. This is what we call social entrepreneurship applied to the music business.